Please welcome Janis, Madeline Janis, to talk to us about the possibilities of redevelopment.
Thank you. It's great to be here, share some of our experiences in Los Angeles. I've called this little presentation Transforming Redevelopment into a Tool for Shared Prosperity, because it's important for us to have a vision for what we can do with all of these resources if we had, if we really had some strong objectives and a clear public purpose. But I do want to say right out there that there's no way to completely keep politics out of redevelopment, no matter what your structure is. So we don't want to idealize the LA structure, which is full of politics. I'm appointed by the mayor, confirmed by the council, and a lot of our decisions that are made by our 7-member board do have to go for final approval to the LA City Council. So there are a lot of politics, and we can talk about that. But if we have a backbone, and if we have a vision, there are amazing things we can accomplish. And that's what I'm going to talk about. So just a little bit of background about, oh, I'm supposed to do this. Okay. The middle? Right? Okay. All right. Just a little background on the Los Angeles Redevelopment Agency. It is the largest redevelopment agency in the country. Right now, the budget for this year is about $750 million. It has a history, and this is my phrase, not others' phrases, but it has a history of being really a money source for developers, doing their own projects without real public purpose or real guidance for how that money is spent. I was appointed to the agency in 2002 and then reappointed by our current mayor, who has made the current direction of the LA Redevelopment Agency really possible. Our great mayor, Antonio Villaraigosa, who is a true visionary. Before I had joined the redevelopment agency in 2002, I had been involved in negotiating 3 what we call community benefits agreements, and you have had success in negotiating at least one here, where what we tried to do was show how setting standards and ensuring that there are real community benefits from major development was possible, that it wasn't going to drive development away, that it was actually possible to create a win-win. When I first went in, I went in like gangbusters thinking, okay, we've got to turn this place upside down. And what I was faced with was this huge ice wave of you're going to kill the business climate, which is, I think, what we can all expect to hear when we propose some tough things. So I wanted to give a little bit more background. Oh, it's up to me, sorry. Okay. Oh, sorry, you meant over there. Okay. That's okay, I think I got it. I wanted to talk a little bit more about the context for redevelopment, because this is no different than the context we're facing right now in the financial crisis in this country. The emphasis over the last 30 or 40 years that has been really pushed on us that we have to be focusing on the business climate overall, as if we can somehow maneuver the sun to make it really especially nice for business. And what is meant by business climate is limited government, that we are really expecting the free market to do its thing, and somehow the benefits will trickle down. And if we put any strings or impose any conditions on the free market, then developers will go to the next city. And just like what we faced at the state level, what we face at the national level, whenever we try to push things like minimum wage, or like stronger labor protections, or like affordable housing, or green building principles, just like that, we at the local level have faced the pushback. Developers know best, and really public purpose is just whatever developers think it is. And so unfortunately, when I first got involved in the redevelopment agency, and I'm sure this is not dissimilar to what you're facing, the focus had really narrowed to physical blight. Really, the entire purpose of the redevelopment process was to eliminate physical blight. And so any developer who came in with a proposal to make a shiny new building was, welcomed with open arms and sent away with lots of money. So the history of the CRA, just a few more things, and then I'm going to move on to the positive stuff. We had actually, the nonprofit I work with had actually done a study in 1999 on the history of the LA Redevelopment Agency. And what our researchers found is that there was a lot of economic activity without an economic development strategy. The word strategy was a foreign word. And there was a real mixed return, and that was a nice way of saying there were a lot of bad returns. There was very little record keeping, very lax record keeping, no evaluation of projects. So there was just an assumption if the shiny building got built, then it was great. And in fact, when we looked deeper, we found that behind a lot of that shiny new development downtown, there was extreme poverty that had been created in hotel developments, in office buildings, in a lot of other projects that were built downtown. And there was tremendous overinvestment in retail because no strategy, you do what comes in the door, and an underinvestment in industrial development and the creation of what could be really good jobs.